Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, welcome to Between the Corners.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the 10th episode of Between the Corners. I'm your host, Josue, and I'll be hosting alone today. I know it's been a while, guys, but we're here. We made it to episode 10, and it's the first episode of the year 2025. I'm excited for the year 2025. We're going to take this thing to a whole different level. We're going to have special guests on. We might have different segments on it to have some fun, so stay tuned. All right. Now, for this episode here, it's going to be a little bit of a fun episode as well. We are going to talk about what we want to see or what I want to see in the year 2025. Some of these fights have already been scheduled to happen, and some of them are either in the talks or maybe haven't even been talked about. It's just something that I want to see. So let's jump right into it. All right. So the first fight that I want to see is actually going to be in boxing. This is scheduled. We got Artur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol 2. The first fight was extremely close. It was controversial. Some people thought that Bivol did get robbed. Me and my brother, we did think that Dimitri Bivol did enough to win the undisputed championship. And it's not like if Dimitri Bivol actually just ran over Beterbiev and just demolished him. No, it was a close fight. We just thought that Dimitri Bivol edged it out and did enough to be, and thought it was clear that he did enough to be able to win, but that was not the case, as we all saw. So I am excited to see that fight. I do, of course, want to see Bivol be dominant in this fight to make sure that there is no question about it, that he should have been the undisputed champ. But of course, that's just my personal opinion and what I want to see happen. All right, next fight that I want to see is going to be Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker. This is a scheduled fight. I'm excited to see this because, of course, Daniel Dubois, his last outing was impressive versus Anthony Joshua. For this fight, I really want him to be dominant as well, just like he was in the last fight. I want him to be able to move on to fighting Usyk yet again, which if he is dominant in this fight, I'm pretty sure that's the fight to make if, of course, both parties want to fight. Obviously, there's a lot of other things in the background, but yes. So Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker, I really want to see that just because I want to see what would be next, which more than likely would also be in 2025. So I'm hoping to see Dubois versus Usyk in 2025 as well. All right. And then another fight. This fight, I don't know if it's in the talks. I know Gervonta Davis has a fight coming up this weekend, I believe, the first weekend of 2025. But I want to see Gervonta Davis versus Keyshawn Davis. Davis versus Davis. If you watched the show before, you know that's one of the fights that I wanted to see. So Davis versus Davis, that would be a very interesting fight for me. We got a hungry up-and-comer versus a beast in Gervonta Davis. So that would be such an exciting fight to see. So 2025, make it happen. Gervonta Davis versus Keyshawn Davis. Next fight, of course, this was a very controversial fight. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Who wouldn't want to see that again? I mean, the build up to it, even afterwards, all the drama, the fight itself, and drama in the fight also. I mean, they need to do it again. Ryan Garcia did dominate Devin Haney, but that win is tainted because of what happened afterwards. Could he win again? I believe so. I believe he has the skills to beat Haney. So it was really upsetting to see that now the win is tainted because he tested positive for PEDs, whatever it was. I'm not exactly sure, but it was performance enhancing drugs. So that win is automatically tainted. So I want to see it happen again. I still believe the outcome will be the same, but at least this time we could all now, put to rest that Devin Haney can beat Ryan Garcia if everything was even. So let's see an even fight between them two in 2025. if they even make it into the ring the way things have been going outside of the ring. All right, another fight. This is my personal one of my personal fights that I want to see happening. Vergil Ortiz versus Xander Zayas. So I like both of them. Vergil Ortiz, I'm a fan of his. He's from the area where I grew up in Texas. I believe he's from Grand Prairie, Texas. I'm from Arlington, which is right next door. So I've been a fan of his. So I would love to see him fight an up and comer Puerto Rican superstar, Xander Zayas. Honestly, I mean, I'm a fan of Xander Zayas. He's a up and coming Puerto Rican superstar, humble kid. I follow him on social media and stuff. He's putting in all the work that he needs to. So I would love to see Vergil Ortiz give the young man a chance. I know they were in the talks of it, but it looks to me like Vergil Ortiz and his team may be going with a bigger name than Xander Zayas. I did see some people posting that Vergil Ortiz is ducking Zayas. I don't think it's ducking. I really believe it's about the money, and he could fight a bigger fight. And which more power to him as well. Whichever way it goes, I just hope in 2025 he does give Zayas a chance. Now, the next fight that I want to see is just a grudge match: Edgar Berlanga versus Caleb Plant. If you've been following them, they've been beefing outside of the ring. They've been talking a lot of mess to each other. This would just be, I mean, the build up to the fight. First of all, there would have to be a lot of security, but the build up would be entertaining. The fight itself, because of all the emotion, will be entertaining. We know how both fighters fight. We got the power punching Berlanga. We had the boxer in Plants. It would just make for such a great event, a great fight, plus all the bad blood. 2025, they need to meet in the ring, settle the beef or whatever. Hopefully they do settle it. If not, we just want to be entertained. That fight will be an entertaining fight for 2025. Next fight, this has been in the talks. I doubt that it'll happen. I'm a little iffy about this fight, but I did want to bring it up. Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford. This has been a fight that they've been wanting to make happen. And by they, I mean a lot of fight fans, a lot of promoters, but Alvarez doesn't really seem to want this fight. Now, I understand it. There's two sides to it. So there's people that are saying that Alvarez is ducking Crawford because Crawford could beat him. And I see that. I can see that. But then there's also people that are saying, why would Canelo want to fight Crawford? Crawford's moving up in weight. It's a lose-lose situation. If Alvarez wins, they're going to be like, oh, well, Crawford was moving up. He was a smaller dude. But if he loses, dude, you got beat to Crawford, even though he was smaller. Like, it's a lose-lose situation. So I see both sides of the argument. However, it would still be such a huge fight. Two huge names that are, around today. To see them clash in the ring would be awesome to see. So that's why that is on my list. And then a fight that I'm looking forward to see as pure entertainment is going to be what's it called? Conor McGregor versus Logan Paul. This is scheduled to happen, by the way, in India for 2025. I forgot the exact date, but Conor McGregor versus Logan Paul. Again, it's just going to be for pure entertainment purposes. Logan Paul does have size over him. Conor McGregor does have some skill over Logan Paul. Honestly, I think Conor McGregor is going to win, but I don't know, because there might be some different rules and stuff like that for this fight. Conor McGregor hasn't fought in years. Logan Paul hasn't boxed in years as well, so it'll be entertaining to watch. I think Conor would win, but it'll also let us know, where Conor is at as far as combat sports. Nobody knows where he's at. It's been so many years. You see videos of him training and all this, but that's not the same as an actual fight. So we'll see what happens when they meet in the ring. Next, I want to see Jake Paul versus an actual boxer. If not, Jake Paul needs to stop saying that he's an actual boxer. Own up to what it is that you're doing. You're just an entertaining fighter, or whatever you want to call it, but I wouldn't say you're a professional boxer until you start fighting professional boxers that are still boxing professionally and are not old. So yeah, I want to see him fight a professional boxer this year. I know that he's said that he's tried to fight professional boxers. I get it. Try harder if you want to keep calling yourself a professional boxer. And then speaking of Jake Paul, of course, I wanted to talk about Amanda Serrano as well. She's going to be the last boxer to talk about. I want to see her in the ring again. Her last outing, very unfortunate because of a lot of things that were happening in the ring. And then I believe she got robbed, as well as a lot of other people. We believe she got robbed. We believe she should have had the win against Katie Taylor. So I do want to see her in action again. And honestly, I don't even care if it's in the ring or in an octagon because Amanda Serrano does do both. So it would be cool to see her transition to the octagon and even fight in the UFC. That would be pretty awesome to see. All right. So those are all the boxing matches that I would like to see in 2025 as of now that I can think of now. Of course, a couple of other fights will pop up after some fights are over with for this year. So let me know in the comment section below what boxers you would like to see fighting this year. Maybe I may have missed one that I actually wanted to see, and you could remind me. So comment down below and let me know what boxers you would like to see fighting in 2025. All right, now let's go ahead and move on to UFC. My UFC list of fights that I want to see is a lot shorter, but still some good ones, I believe. The first one I want to see is Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. Now, this fight was supposed to happen. A lot of people thought it was going to be like the for sure going to happen, but Pereira did post a tweet saying that it was not going to be Ankalaev, which is getting people upset because Ankalaev deserves his title shot. He really does. So I hope to see them meet in the octagon in 2025, even though he's already said no to it as his next opponent. I still hope that it happens eventually in 2025. All right, so another fight that I want to see happen in the octagon is going to be Ilia Topuria versus Alexander Volkanovski 2. Now, when they first met in the octagon, a lot of people were saying that Volkanovski was not the same. He had just came out of a brutal knockout versus Islam, and I could agree with that, but I don't think it's going to be different in this fight. If they do meet again, I think Ilia Topuria will beat Volkanovski again if they meet in the octagon again. But that's how I want to see it. So there won't be any talks about, any controversy. Even though if Ilya wins, pretty sure people will say, "Whoa, Volkanovski hasn't fought in a while." I mean, it is what it is. But I do want to see that happen again. I do think Volk deserves the rematch. So hopefully we see that in 2025. And then if we don't see that, I would love to see Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. That would be a great fight. I think Ilia Topuria has what it takes to beat Islam, but Islam is a beast and he's bigger. So it'll be an exciting fight to watch. And I will be at the edge of my seat to, see who actually wins that. And if Ilia Topuria does beat Makhachev, and if he fights Volk as well and beats him next year, and whoever else is lined up for him, if he gets a total of 3 fights this year and dominates the way that he's been dominating, he will be fighter of the year for 2025. I'm going to call it right now. I think Ilia Topuria is going to be fighter of the year of 2025 in the UFC. You heard it here first. All right, let's move it along. Another fight that I want to see, that a lot of fans want to see, is Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. Come on. Let's make this happen, guys. I know Jon Jones, he said that he didn't want the fight, or if he did take the fight, he would have to be paid like a life-changing amount of money. Dana White's been saying that that's going to happen. We're going to make it happen. Tom Aspinall is saying that he's ducking him, that Jon Jones is ducking him, and he's running after him. Jon Jones like, "I'm not ducking. I just don't see why I should fight." Like, so many things are going on with this fight, or with the talks of this fight. And I really want to see it. I really, really do want to see it. We have a young beast versus arguably the greatest to do it in Jon Jones. So Yeah, I honestly think that John Jones can beat him. I really do. I think that John Jones will come out on top of this fight. Uh, so that's really why I want to see it. And I think John Jones knows he could win, and he's just like, I don't have to fight him, you know. And when you're that confident in your skills and you know that you're that good, I get it. I get it. You already have a legacy, but as well, I get Tom Aspinall. You're a young guy. You want to face the best of the best, and he is the best. So John Jones is the best. So you want to win. You want to beat him, and he's the champion. You want to beat him to be able to call yourself the best and the champion. But yeah, hopefully that happens in 2025. Let's go ahead and move on to the next fight. We got Dricus du Plessis versus Sean Strickland. This fight is already scheduled to be happening, so I am excited to see this one. First fight was close. A lot of people thought that Sean Strickland was the more active fighter and edged it out. Honestly, don't remember too much of that fight, but I thought that Strickland won it as well. I thought he barely won the fight, but it was a close one. So I'm excited to see this fight. I think though du Plessis will win this fight in a more dominant fashion this time. He is a beast, and he's gotten some more experience fighting the top fighters. So I think, I think du Plessis takes this one again, but in a more convincing manner. All right, so that's pretty much it for the UFC fights that I want to see. Of course, while the fights start happening and the year goes on, I want to remember some other fights that I want to see happening. So we'll be talking about that here. Comment down below. Let me know of what fighters you want to see fight each other in the octagon in 2025. So thank you all for watching so much. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Of course, if you comment down below and you want to talk about something, be a little bit descriptive, so we can have a back and forth conversation. And of course, let's keep it cordial. Let's not go too crazy. Yeah, so once again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for your love and support. 2025 is going to be a huge year for this channel. So keep watching while you see this channel evolve. I'm excited for it. And I would love to also do several other things in the channel. I got a lot of things planned. So keep watching. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe so you can get notifications of when a video comes out. All right, guys. God bless you all. Love you all. Pasa fuera.